Hey, what's up, guys? Before we get started with the Fight Bananas podcast, let's thank one of our sponsors, WarhammerFightwear.com. Guys, check out WarhammerFightwear.com or on the Amazon app. They got some of the best gear in mixed martial arts for the ladies, for the kids, and us men. Definitely, guys, check out WarhammerFightwear.com. All right, guys, we are about to go absolutely bananas with my main man, the Professor Jon Radford. How you doing, brother?
What's up, brother? I'm glad to be back. I
know, man. All these babies and, you've been busy. I've been busy. The grind's for real. And I'm happy to have you on, brother.
Oh, man, I'm always happy to be here. Love Fight Bananas. Love you guys. Love all of it. Love everything to do with it. So let's get into it, brother.
Let's get into it.
First and foremost, let's all take a little moment of silence and say rest in peace to a legend, Kobe Bryant, and everybody that was aboard of that. That's just sad and unexpected, and he will forever show us the how hard work and the Mamba mentality, and we all as athletes keep persevering and carrying that on, because that was he was one of the few greats when it came to mental competition, mental toughness, and everything like that. Forget his skill set; his mentality was greater than most in the world when it comes to sports, for sure.
Wow, I'm happy you said that and not me. I'm not good with it. You know that, man. I'm just so many people posted pictures and like thoughts and stuff, man. And John, just real quick, everyone who knows us, you and I, we grew up basketball guys. You played college ball. I played 4 years of high school ball. That's where we met. We grew up on the streets playing ball, and that's where our origin of our relationship began. And then, through our 20s and now 30s, we're all in with MMA. So of course, yeah, man, it was surreal. Dude, it was Sunday afternoon. We came home from church and lunch with family and friends. At the house, I got 4 kids at home. I got 2 brand new girls, and I get this, it hit everywhere. And I just looked at Susie, and I'm like, man, like, crazy. It really, like, I've been thinking about it all day. I've been driving all day. It's very, it can pull you in different directions, and that's life. And it's just so sad. And, like, I know more than anything, I'm not trying to make this about me at all, but just having his daughter be on the helicopter with him, that's what's hitting me the most in this last 24 hours. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I can't even fathom. I don't have words. I'm usually pretty decent at those. I just don't have anything. I'm just sad.
It's super tough, and like you having 2 new baby girls and everything like that. I can only imagine. It's super tough. If it was a loved one of mine on the plane, even if it was just my significant other, if it was let alone my child. Like you said, the words are. It's hard to put into words, but everyone should know that us coming as basketball fans, for our entire lives, and moving on, and just we respect the greatness of people, and Kobe Bryant for sure walked and shined his light, with the greatest of the greats in lots of different aspects of life itself, not just basketball, but in the world himself. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much all we can really do is just, bless his memory and hold him to the standard that he tried to hold himself to, you know what I mean? And hold yourself to that as well as you move on. So there's not really much we can do. Right. It's tough for words out there when something like this tragic happens, but hopefully it all makes us hug our loved ones a little bit closer, and you take every day a little bit more special now.
Right. Absolutely, man. Wow. Okay. So before the Kobe thing, and I love having you on, and usually, this, John, when we have guests come into the studio, the Banana Studio, I have 25 questions. I know where they're born from. I know about their step cat, not even step sister. I know their step cat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all in. I research everything. And today I was like, man, some of the best conversations that you and I have are exactly that. They're just, you call me, I call you, we spit, and it just happens. And 45 minutes later, I'm like, dude, we just had the greatest heavyweight conversation in the history of mixed martial arts. And it's just between you and I. And sometimes, man, that's okay. That's good. But The sponsors are wanting more. iHeartRadio wants Fight Bananas content galore. So I wanted you to have you on, and I don't know where to start. I can say 5 names from the weekend of UFC Raleigh. Curtis Blaydes wins the main event, knocks out JDS. Michael Chiesa looked amazing as a welterweight. Cyborg wins this Grand Slam, a female championship. Where is she all time? There's just so much. Like any direction. My one huge pick of the weekend. I had 4 locked-in picks, by the way. All 4 won. Arnold Allen, Michael Chiesa, Curtis Blaydes, and Brett Johns. Brett Johns, watch out for him. I'm telling you. We haven't even talked about Conor here on the Fight Bananas podcast. We got John Jones defending his title 2 weeks away. It's K-Rock week with Kayla Haracha fighting Friday. The Professor. I don't know. Take it away. I have so much.
Can I go into something else? You named so many great topics. Can I talk about Kevin Lee for a second?
Ooh, I would love
why
for
is
you
he
to.
saying the things he's saying right now? I know what he means, and I love his mentality, but you literally were on like a 2-fight skid, and then yes, you looked unbelievable knocking out Gregor Gillespie, but then all of a sudden you're naming yourself the uncrowned king of the lightweight division, and we still have 2 monsters to watch fight, which I don't know why anyone is overlooking Tony Ferguson and any type of rematch if we're going to the Conor scenario. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a little lost by Kevin Lee's comments. I love the confidence in him, and I love his renewed vigor, but you really think you're the uncrowned king of the lightweight division that's stacked to the brim?
Right. My man.
I'm a little confused by that.
Okay, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on it, and then you might be like, Dave, your point on, or I'm wrong, but here's what I'm thinking. Last night, I watched the Royal Rumble with my boys, and
I missed it. I wanted to watch it.
I know, man. Hey, Ronda Rousey wasn't on it, so you didn't come over.
Okay, I didn't miss anything then.
Vince McMahon and WWE is about storytelling and creating drama, and Kevin Lee, let's just be honest, he's probably one of the top 5 lightweights on this planet. There's just no story for him, John. There's just nothing for him. Everyone's matched up. Conor's just taking the world by storm. We got the greatest lightweight title match maybe in history with Khabib and Tony, who might fight for the 5th time, And you got all these guys wrapping up. Looks like Gaethje might even get this Conor fight, which is, I love it. I thought Gaethje had no shot. I thought it was 100%.
You called that in Ireland, I think 7 months ago.
That is true, but recently I thought it was 100% going to be Masvidal. I thought they could go with Khabib, and I really think they're playing it on the putting it on the back burner because they don't know what happens with Tony and Khabib. But okay, let's not go too far in the hole. We're talking about Kevin Lee. I just think it's something for him to create a story and to create drama and to create a little Colby Covington type of path for himself, and to kind of say, hey, I need my own direction. I need my own storyline. And right now the lightweights, Dustin's moving on, and Gaethje's there, and Conor's doing this, and you got the greatest title fights, and you got all these young guys on the way up. There's just nothing for him, John. I think that's what's up.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I can agree with you. Okay. Every once in a while, you do this to me. You did it to me on one other one, I forget, but you do this to me. I can see that. I can understand where he has to generate some buzz. Because he was just, the talk of the town after he beat Gregor, and then, like you said, Conor stole the show. He came back. Tony and Khabib got signed after that, and I can see it. Just Gaethje's in the mix now with the bigger name, talk, because he's not fighting anybody below him, which I don't blame him.
Right.
And so no, that makes sense. It just was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? It was just like, what? Huh? Yes, you fought a tough guy in Gregor Gillespie. No one's denying that. But what?
And even
really?
Right, Paul Felder and Hooker's got a main event lined up next month. There's just nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, you still got some guys out there that you got to touch. You got to, you know what I mean?
I think Edson is even moving down in weight, I believe. It's just there's so much going on, or maybe moving up. I think he's, I don't know.
And Kevin Lee's fighting Charles Oliveira. That's a walk in the park or something.
Dude, Oliveira's on fire.
Right?
I think it's 5 or 6 in a row, to be honest. I don't have.
He has more finishes. He's up there with Cowboy for finishes.
Yeah, no, I love that kid. Yeah. He's definitely must-see TV.
Yes. All right. So we're off my little topic. All right, let's go to one of the bigger headlines.
Sure.
What do you want to do? You want to do Conor, or you want to do the heavyweight division?
Man, you know me, dude. I'm all about heavyweight division. I love this main event, and you and I talk about it all the time. I love UFC Raleigh shows. The pay-per-views are awesome, and usually people come over the house, or I go out. We go to the bars and everything. We go to the pay-per-views and all that. It's awesome. I love it. I'm not trying to be that guy, but man, I love the build. I love these come-up guys. I love the grit on Arnold Allen. I love how about seeing Gilbert Burns' brother get his first win under the octagon with the knee.
Was a nasty knee.
Wasn't that?
That was nasty.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Michael Chiesa, welterweight co-main.
Yeah, saw his brother at Chris Mixon's last fight when I was cornering him at XFN. His brother, Gilbert Burns' brother, is it Herbert? What's his name?
Yeah, Herbert.
Herbert Burns. Yeah, he was there. He's very athletic looking. He's very long and lean, and he's very athletically looking. You know what I mean? So that knockout isn't surprising if you really see the way he could move and the way he will. You know what I mean? Just his mannerisms.
Right.
He looks very, very lean and athletic. He's going to be a problem.
Oh, for sure. And when you got your brother to train with, it is what it is, dude. I love me some Gilbert Burns. It was so cool. I'm on the Fight Bananas podcast, John, maybe probably around 6 weeks ago. Gilbert Burns had nothing on the match, and dude, Gilbert is so busy with all these submissions, undergrounds and all these super fights he does, and of course, even just in the UFC, he takes short fight notices. He loves to stay busy, and he didn't have anything on the docket, on the radar. And he goes, "I would love a main event with Damian Maia." He goes, "That's what I would like," and boom. 5 weeks later, 6 weeks later, it gets announced. So they're fighting in Brazil, which is awesome. But, so back to, UFC Raleigh, Junior Dos Santos and Curtis Blaydes. And I love this main event. I like a little bit of the new school versus old school. You've had the ex-champion. JDS is no pushover. He's no gatekeeper at all. He got caught. One thing, and I don't know, John, if you watched it at all or heard the commentary on it, JDS was trying these uppercuts, and every time he was doing these uppercut punches, man, Curtis was coming over the top, and they were like, "Oh, he barely missed. Oh, he barely missed. He's going to get him." He kept on doing it. I think he saw something on tape, and Curtis switched up on him. Holy shit! Like that overhand right could have hit a couple of different times, and when it hit, it was over. Fight was done.
Well, it's real simple. It's DC was saying it all over the podcast. It's like about a couple of different people. He was saying it about JDS during that time, and he was also saying it about Jamal Hill. When they throw when they're throwing their power strike, they drop their opposite hand. When Hill was throwing his strike, he was getting caught with a left hook because he would throw his power straight left and drop his right hand to his waist, and then get caught with a lead left hook from his opponent. JDS was doing the same thing. He's not tucking his shoulder underneath his chin, and he's winging that uppercut. And if you miss, it's a calculated risk. Are you going to get caught? Is he going to time it? Is he going to be able to hit you when you do it? Or are you going to be the one timing it and landing that power shot that you're looking for? If you're not going to protect yourself when you throw a power shot, it's definitely a risk 100%. I mean, it's a risk no matter what when you're in there, period, and throwing it and exchanging punches. But if you're not going to cover up and put your chin where it's supposed to be and hands where they're supposed to be, you're asking for it. And in my opinion, I don't even think that was the problem. I didn't see Sagano throwing any jabs. I didn't see him move it. I thought he was so worried about a takedown that he didn't let any of his hands go. He didn't let anything develop and come together for himself. I don't feel like he really found his striking rhythm. Like when you've seen him put together combos and punches and things, I think, like you said, he was sitting on an uppercut. He was sitting on this power shot that he might have saw during camp or video or everything like that. And he got worried about the takedown and ultimately didn't want to have to worry about getting back up, standing back up, wrestling and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And whatnot. And I feel like, because of that, your game plan came out of your head a little bit, you know what I mean? And you didn't get your hands going the way that they normally go because, for a guy who says that he would also love to have a boxing career after this, you're not really throwing punches the way a boxer needs to throw them. I mean, when it comes to certain stuff, when it comes to that, that's what we're saying, you know what I mean?
Right. No, Professor, man, I love it. I usually I'm decent with names and predictions and who's next, and then you come in and just your pinpointing accuracy and your the West Hemisphere they fought with 18-degree angles. I love it. You're killing it. No, I'm 100% agreeing. I think JDS did not want to be wrestled for 25 minutes. I almost thought he came in like a DH. He came in like Danny Tartable or Albert Bell and said, "Hey, throw me your fastball. I'm going to swing as hard as I can. I'm going to hit a home run or strike out." I don't know why. I just felt like that's what I saw. My eyes were like JDS wanted a 5-minute fight. He was going to win with his knockout or uppercut, and he's done it plenty of times, knocking out Cain Velasquez and on and on and on. Or he was going to get, knocked. I just don't think he wanted a 25-minute fight with Curtis Blaydes. That's what I saw.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think he wanted a 25-minute fight. I think he wanted something quick, like you said. But I think that if it was a 25-minute fight, it was one of those things where he was ready to stuff the takedown early and then pick apart at the end. And I think since it never made it out of the first round, right?
No. It was probably 3.5 minutes in the first. 3.5.
Yeah, so it didn't even make it out of the first round. It barely made it out of a round of boxing round. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really just think it was one of those things, like you said, he didn't want 25 minutes, but if it was 25 minutes, he wanted it on his accord, not on anything else. And I think the only way he was going to be able to withstand that is by stuffing early takedowns. And I honestly think he didn't think he was going to get caught by Blaydes' striking, because when we think of Curtis Blaydes, do we think of striking? Do we think of those good punches like that? That was a great positioning over right. His hands were tight. The punches are coming cleaner now when you're looking at him strike. It wasn't like the looping shots that we used to see and things like that, you know what I mean, from him. So do you really think, did you probably, if you're Sagano, were thinking to yourself, at any moment, I can definitely beat him on the feet. I just need to make sure that I'm not going to get exhausted from wrestling.
So did it remind you a little bit of the Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor?
I was already thinking that, bro. I was already thinking that.
Everyone was like,
the only difference was that Conor moved forward on the first couple rounds where Sagano did not.
Right.
Sagano started staying in the middle and moving back a little bit.
Right. I just felt like you just
I agree with you, though. I 100% agree with you. I was thinking that directly in my mind.
Yeah, the line you said of he was so worried about the wrestling aspect of it, he he let himself get hit, and then Conor let that chin. And so funny. I haven't, so back then, I was definitely cheering, or I was rooting on the Conor side than the Khabib Nurmagomedov side. And I didn't watch that fight since. I haven't watched it since the week of the Conor Cowboy thing. It was just on one of those YouTube or Facebooks on UFC, or, I was probably writing or recording one of the best podcasts in the history of Fight Bananas. Also up for an award. Go to Florida MMA Awards and put a media source, Fight Bananas. But what I mean is...
Vote out.
What I mean is I watched the Khabib Conor for the second time. It's been 10 months or whatever it's been. Dude, Conor was he looked better than I thought. For one, the first round was closer than I ever imagined or remember it. And then even when in my head, for some reason, I felt like, Khabib dominated. He hit him with the overhand right and then ground and pounded him. But even on that, he hit him with the overhand right. Conor still kind of got up and threw a knee up and kind of was wigging around back and forth and was loose and was not just dominated. Khabib finally got to that spot, but it was funny. I haven't watched the fight in 10 months, and, when you said that aspect of the fight of the striker did not want to get taken down by the wrestling and the grappling game by absolutely the better, the more, skillful grappler in Curtis and Khabib. But the game's evolving, Professor. Now it's 2020. These guys like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Curtis Blaydes and Damian Maia, they are developing these overhand rights and lefts, and they're developing their boxing game and their stand-up game. There's no more Matt Hughes. That guy does not exist in 2020 in UFC.
Yeah, there's no just straight ground and pound anymore. Last night, if you were listening to it, they were saying in I'll go bring back the Jamal Hill corner, fight versus Razik, something like that. I forget the man's last name, and I apologize. But his corner in the third round goes, look, you need to take him down, and you'll finish him on the ground once you take him down. Like the ground and pound was just going to be the end all be all of this fight. he got him down because at the end of the second round, he got him down for a half a second, landed some heavy punches. Jamal got up and, kept going. Perfectly fine, in the third round. Well, in the third round, he got a couple big takedowns, but again, like you said, there is just no one person is going to be held down, or no one person is just going to grab you and you're going to be able to hold them down. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be able to grab them and hold them down. They're going to move. They're going to get up. There's going to certain things. I mean, for God's sakes, Ally Quinta was getting up against Khabib, right? During those fights, he went 5 rounds and took a beating, but still got up and was able to throw some shots back and forth. So, like you said, there's no Matt Hughes where, oh, damn, it's on the ground, it's over. You know what I mean? Like no one has a chance. Everyone's getting something. Everyone's getting new games. Everybody's coming up with either you're getting your jiu-jitsu right or you're getting your striking right. People's power is coming out of places. For God's sakes, we watched 2 of the best grapplers in the world have one of the ugliest boxing matches in the world last time with Ben Askren and Damian Maia.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean? So everybody's changing, everybody's evolving, like you're saying, and it just comes to play that, like you said, this is 2020 now. This is not 2005. This is not 2004, 2007. You know what I mean? 2008 even. This is the sport that we love right now is growing so fastly and it's like exponentially growing. It's not growing like at a certain pace. It's growing at a multiplicity pace. You know what I mean?
For sure. Usman, Covington, 2 of the greatest wrestlers in the world, punched each other in the face for 24 straight minutes.
One takedown, I don't think.
So this is just who we are as a community, or this is just us in 2020. Blaydes defeats JDS. We have Francis and Rosenstruck, I think in March. What's next? Does Blaydes get the match? Looks like there's a lot of drama around Stipe and his eye, and Stipe in DC. Do they do an interim title? Is it Blaydes versus the winner of Francis or Rosenstruck? Does DC wait? There's just like so much. It's crazy. Okay. So what's next?
All right, so here we go. No one's going to like what I'm about to say right here, but I'm doing this and I'm thinking of the health of the fighters before I say and before anyone thinks anything. But Stipe needs to retire, so does DC. I don't like I don't like detached retinas. I don't like that aspect. He's a man who saves lives as a volunteer. I feel like he's done enough in the fight game to where if he wants to keep his retina, just don't fight anymore, man. Michael Bisping is a different person. He fought with a glass eye and no one knew about it. I don't care if Dana said, oh, we knew about it. No one knew about that damn shit. That man popped that out and was like, what? You fought all those fights with a glass eye because your retina was detached and you couldn't see out of it? So that's the way it was? You know what I mean? No, I don't want to see that happen to Stipe. And if it's really close to where you have to pick and choose fights about who, because of that, don't fight anymore, brother. You and DC can go down, as far as I'm concerned, as the 2 greatest heavyweights ever. I could care less right now. I would rather both of you stay healthy. Both of you are good human beings. DC doesn't need to fight anymore. He's wrestled his whole life. He's doing great things. You always hear Max Holloway talk about how great of a human being he is and how much he helps all these people out. Keep doing that. Stipe, go be the firefighter you want to be. Have your family. Do all that kind of stuff. Live your life. Let's go watch some of these other monsters out there in the heavyweight division bang it out for a while. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Francis Ngannou is a monster. Alexander Volkanov was out there. We still got Derek Lewis. We still got Curtis Blaydes. You got a bunch of up-and-comers coming through. Rosenstruck is going to be around for a while. That guy just has redonkulous power. I don't even think I said his name right.
I think you nailed it, by the way. You also got the big ticket, man. Walt Harris is going to be coming back real soon, man. Much love to him.
So that's my thoughts on the Stipe situation. When you hear that it's attached, but they don't know how well it can be, it's just scary, man. I just don't, like the Stephen A. Smith thing, you respect the fighter that goes in there, period, end. Just respect the fighter. I respect every man that goes into that ring one way or another, no matter what it is, because you can ultimately die in there. You can lose your vision. There's a lot of bad things that can happen. So if that's what's on the line, Stipe, bro, you did it. You got your belt back. You won it. Like you beat every heavyweight that you needed to beat in this era, and you defended your belt 3 times. You had the longest reign. You won it back. Bro, I'm good with his legacy. I'm good with DC's legacy.
Dang, dude. For one, You said a name that you're about to get me on a tangent right now. You said the word, like the name, it's Harry Potter. There's like something you can't say. You said a name of Stephen A. Smith that's just not welcome here on the Fight Bananas podcast.
It's not, man. But, like, not after he puts out a thing of whatever you're doing. You're in a southpaw stance and your trainer's calling for a jab and you're throwing your left hand and you're in a southpaw stance. What the fuck? Stop. Don't talk about it. Don't do it anymore. I know you've been a long time reporter. You think your 2 cents matters. And you can't have an opinion because everybody does, just like assholes. Everybody has one. You know what I mean? So you can have your opinion, but bro, don't get in there. Don't talk noise about a dude. Don't you ever tell me Cowboy quit. Don't you ever tell me that man looked for a way out. If he looked for a way out, it's because it was his health. His health was in danger there if he looked for a way out, if that's what we're saying. That means something was broke. Come to find out, he has a broken nose and an orbital. He needed a way out.
Right. And
like it's like that's what it is, bro. It's like if it would have made back to the thing, his corner could have stopped it if it made it through a round, whatever. Or by the end of the round, he could end up like Rory McDonald. No one needs to, I mean, I understand going out on your shield. I understand fighting. I'm not saying any of that, but it's not like he didn't get damage taken. Stephen A., you ever been hit with a shoulder? You ever had a shin to your face or a foot to your face? You know how that feels? And have you ever had your orbital bone or nose broken and then been hit in it again?
No, he doesn't.
If you haven't,
no,
don't judge the man.
Right. And John, before we get going, man, I'm a little sore right now. I don't know about you. I'm using the CBD Instant Freeze. It's just incredible, man. It's CBD Instant Freeze Fusion CBD products. We got a special code now, brother. Just put in Fight 2020. That's the year. Easy enough. Fight 2020. I'm going to give you 10% off your full order. That's like any discount. No, I'm giving you 10% off that discount. Use Fight 2020, brother. Go to FusionCBDProducts.com.
I just did it, bro. I just thank you. I appreciate that. I needed some extra, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
We're little by little, we are fixing the world's problems here at Fight Bananas Podcast. So
that's what we're doing. We're splitting bananas and taking names.
Absolutely. This is my heavyweight, and it's on this. It's funny you said what you said because before I knew it, we didn't know what you were going to say. Saturday, March 28th, the main event, Columbus, Ohio, Francis Ngannou versus Rosenstruck. The winner of that fights Curtis Blaydes. That's March, April, May, so maybe June, maybe even the July show, and maybe that big July weekend show that they do, and that gives Stipe the time. If Stipe cannot come back by that time, then, Francis or Rosen versus Curtis Blaydes for the interim heavyweight championship of this world, or now at that time, it gives Stipe time of, yes, the eye's better. He got the clearance from the doctors. Yes, I want Francis. I want the rematch. Or he wants Rosenstruck. Or, Blaydes versus, maybe they can sneak that in. You never know. Just say Francis gets a early win. His body feels good. Maybe you can sneak that in May or June. You go Francis versus Curtis, which is awesome, which they've done. It's only Blaydes' loss, right? And the winner of that fights Stipe in August. That gives him another month or two to kind of make sure the eye's right. I think you have 4 fighters, and I know you're like, where's DC in all this? I think DC waits. I do. I don't think there's any reason. I think he's probably got 1 fight left in him. There's no reason to rush it. You know how much I do love the trilogy word, but I think these fighters, these heavyweight gladiators are active. Curtis Blaydes should get a title fight or an interim title fight. Francis, you like that?
I like it. I like it a lot, except for the DC factor. Everything else I say, I agree with you. I think DC waits, but I think if he waits, he doesn't wait for the heavyweight.
Oh no, you're going there? Really?
Yeah, I just don't think he wants. I don't think he has the time to wait. Like, yes, he has time. Like you know what I mean? I don't think his life, in the sense of we all run our life. We all run our life at our own race's pace, right? We run our race, which is our life, at our own pace. Like, however you do it. Like, you've had 4 kids, I've had none so far, but I want children. We're all running our race at a different, at a different pace, right?
You can have 1 or 2 of mine.
I think,
Jesus.
You know what I mean? I've done a few different things. Like, we all do it differently. So I think his life and his race that he's running at this pace, I think his pace is about to slow down. And if it slows down, he's he's trying to, when I say slow down, he's trying to end this fight thing the way he wants it ended in the best storybook way possible. Now, if he can't get it one way, I think he's still going to end it around the same time. And I think this is the last year. I don't think he waits around for more than 6 to 8 months with this. He's going to get too cozy in that job. He coaches a lot. You know what I mean? That job's getting cozy in there. He's a great commentator, great mind for the sport. His wrestling teams are doing very successful. He's going to end up being a great coach, great, all those things. But I just feel like he's trying to run his race for the rest of his life at a different pace. And I don't think that pace includes fighting. And I think that means fighting has to stop sooner rather than later. And I think later is a year, within this year.
Wow. Okay. Well, if I got 4 and you got none, if you want a kid or two, just ask. You are more than welcome to
babysit anytime you need it, brother.
I appreciate it, my man. Okay, so and I don't know how much time left you do have, but I do want to kind of hit this right now, and then we can go back on anything you want. But I know she's not in the UFC anymore, and I know it wasn't prime time, and I know it's weird how in a main event fight against an awesome fighter, seems like she doesn't get the respect that she deserved on this win, beating Bud. But dude, Cyborg now, dude, she's 22-2, a 15-year career. The Grand Slam, Invicta FC, Strikeforce, Bellator, and UFC all champion. Wherever she goes, she gets a 15-pound gold belt around her waist. I'm just going to be honest, I'm not her biggest fan. I don't really get up for a Cyborg fight. But there's a time in someone's life that you're like, I tip the hat to her. I respect her skill. And I admire her career. Just an unbelievable, one of the best females in the history of mixed martial arts.
Second greatest one ever. Second greatest female ever in the history of mixed martial arts. I can agree with that. But she did not, I don't, if my name was out there in the world bigger and people knew who I was more, like a lot more, like people might not like me for what I'm going to say next, but I don't give her the Strikeforce belt. I don't count that as I understand that she won it. It was before an era of testing and steroids were kind of just in the game without, you kind of knew it, but didn't know it, you know what I mean? Type of thing. Then she got popped with it. And obviously there's no denying it. You got popped with steroids. You tested positive before. And that's when she won the belt from Gina Carano and kept it for so long during that run. And that's what I just don't. Now, everything else she's done when she's been clean, I'm all for it. You murdered it. You're a bad, bad woman. You're number 2 though. Because Amanda Nunes is number 1.
Okay.
And I give her the 3 belts, but the 4th one, I'm just I would have loved to see Gina Carano and her in a fair play match. And they're great friends now.
Right.
They're great friends now. So this is not animosity. This is just, I like the clean game. The human v human without the extra additives. It's just hard work behind it, right?
Right.
I just don't want the steroid use in it. I don't think Gina was on anything like that. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But as far as her as a person, she's amazing. She's wonderful. She's a great human being. She's literally giving her belt. Everybody should know this. She's giving her belt to a kid in South Africa, the Bellator belt to a kid in South Africa to keep that has cancer, that is fighting it. When she visited him, he was fighting it and taking, I don't know if it was leukemia or he was having chemo or something like that, but she's giving the belt to him. So I just don't think the first one really should count as much as all the other ones.
There's nothing that I like more than list and debate and Mount Rushmore. So you said second ever. I'm doing it right now. You better get ready because I'm always ready. I'm giving you my all-time female Mount Rushmore. Here we go. I have Amanda Nunes. I agree with you with Cyborg. Cyborg's on the Mount Rushmore, maybe the Abraham Lincoln of this Mount Rushmore, but Cyborg makes it. I have the old school GOAT, the Babe Ruth of female MMA. You know how deep in my heart I have a spot for Ronda Rousey. And you ready for this one? Joanna Jacek.
All right.
My final four Mount Rushmore: Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, Joanna, Ronda Rousey.
So arguing that is absolutely wrong, right? I get it. Like Joanna, I definitely was gonna put her up there too. I was definitely gonna put up Amanda and Cyborg, but now I have a really, really hard thing to think about here. Okay, let's be real for a second. Ronda Rousey, unbelievable icon in the sport. No one's denying that. Megastar, like one of the biggest stars ever to grace the MMA world. Right? We agree? We can agree with that?
100% agree, but don't you give her a good compliment then rip the carpet underneath her feet, John. I hear you.
That's exactly what I'm about to do. The chair is getting pulled out. This is, I don't know if you've seen the GIF, but our boy Anderson Superman Hutchinson put it up lately. The musical chairs, they're walking around. He snags the chair out from underneath her right at the end.
All Anderson does on social media is GIFs. That's all he does, and he's incredible at it.
It's so true, though.
He's amazing,
so
but I've never seen a picture of him and his lovely girlfriend. Never seen a picture of him training or his house. All I see is him doing GIFs on Facebook. Anderson Hutchinson, I'm challenging you right now to put up a picture.
We'll do that. Yes, Anderson, put it up. Let's go, Superman. Do something other than a gift. But back to my point. This girl was a phenom, right? She fought some greats. Okay, she fought some absolute greats, and she won, and she had a skill set out of this world when it came to one thing: the ground and throws, right?
Come on, man.
Her boxing, she had some knockouts, but is Beth Correia a boxer, a striker? Are we really calling her that, or is she just a big slugger with some power? Right? No disrespect to her.
I think she's one of the greatest of all time, Correia. Wow. Unbelievable skill and precision, and Ronda is just that much better.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm saying.
So
let's think about this for a minute. So Ronda's there. Okay, so my debate between it now is I want to take Ronda off, even though I know that it's so hard to argue it. I get it. I truly understand it. But you said OG of all time, like first OG, everything like that. I feel like Gina Carano did such a good job. And when I say this, it's going to sound very sexist in a way, but it was like Gina Carano was very, very pretty. And she kind of made it okay for girls to fight that are pretty. In a weird way, she was the first American woman to go be a Muay Thai, to go beat one of the Thais in Thailand over there. She was part of a documentary called Fight Girls.
Right.
It's a great documentary. If nobody's ever watched it, you should check it out. But so she's an OG there, and she was like the face of Strikeforce. People started recognizing her, and things like that. As far as in MMA, she kind of started the women's MMA thing, the get up, the go for it, and it kind of made it okay. And she was on the national TV spotlight on the CBS show when they fought for the first time on national syndicated TV, which wasn't by UFC, it was by Strikeforce.
Right? No, dude, you're not going to argue Gina with me, dude. I love me some Gina. Love Gina.
Yeah. But then again, we're looking at a chick that is just the only girl she's lost to is Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko. She's a monster. Skill set. I definitely think she'd kill Ronda Rousey.
But the
accolades she has, and the mega stardom that she has doesn't touch that of Ronda's as far as the stardom. But as far as the accolades, it's like being the champion in the UFC, finishing people where she does, all those fights that she has, all the kickboxing world championships and things like that. Her skill set is kind of needs to be in the GOAT question. Do you know what I mean? That's where I get caught up at. But if we're talking about the overall sport business and everything, then yes, Ronda sits straight up there with bright and shining lights and everything is good in the world. But if we're talking about a better skill set, I would lead towards Valentina Shevchenko, and then my biasm also leads towards Gina Carano because I do believe the fact that she made it hey, women can do this sport too. It's all right. Look at her.
Wait. Okay.
Type thing.
So you and I both have Amanda, and we both have Cyborg. I have Joanna and Ronda. Are you putting in Gina and Valentina?
No, I'm putting in Joanna still. This is a one spot. This is a tripod here for one spot.
So your fourth spot's 70% Gina, 30% Valentina.
Yeah.
Okay. So John, you know what we do.
But at the same time, you're not wrong in any way, shape, or form, because my first original, like, I knew what you were going to say right away, because it makes that much sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not wrong. Like, I don't want to say you're wrong. You're probably more right than me.
The Mount Rushmore, there's no right or wrong. Usually I'm always right on this, but but okay, so this is what we do here, John, at the Fight Bananas podcast. Always have great surprises, and so we're talking female MMA and Mount Rushmore. So I'm gonna have Taylor, the next big thing, White, give her Mount Rushmore best females ever.
She's mad at me right now, probably.
Oh my God, she was ready to fight. I had to hold her back. She brought me this awesome mango tropical, the Smoothie King. There you go, Smoothie King. You better sponsor Fight Bananas podcast real quick. But so here's Taylor's Mount Rushmore female MMA. Hey, Taylor.
Hi. Yeah, John, we're definitely talking later at the gym. But yeah, Joanna,
I can't. Are you talking, Taylor? Because I can't hear you.
I said we'll definitely be talking tonight at the gym, John.
Oh man, dang it! I knew you were gonna be mad at me. I put Joanna on there, but who are you? Who's yours then?
Joanna's number one for sure, no question.
Oh, I knew that, but I'm sorry. All right, who's the other four? Or the other three? I'm sorry.
Okay, Joanna, obviously, she'll always be my favorite, and then I would have to put Ronda, definitely, just because.
I think you're mad about that one.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with Gina though. Like, I don't think she got enough credit for helping opening. She
pushed it a long way. She got me into watching it more too. I mean, just straight up. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no, seriously, I agree. I don't think Gina gets enough credit for what she. Definitely. But then I would say Ronda, because she opened up the UFC to females.
Yeah, I get that. I understand it. You guys aren't wrong. I get it.
Definitely her. And even like in her book, Dana, like the first page is Dana White talking about how she opened up the UFC. So much respect to that. And then definitely Amanda. She's probably the GOAT, honestly.
Oh, yes. We're not arguing that, are we? Are we arguing that?
No, we're definitely
is the GOAT. She is the GOAT.
She's by far the GOAT. And then Rose.
Whoa!
Rose. How'd you guys forget about Rose?
We had Cyborg.
Wow.
Cyborg.
You think Rose is better than Cyborg? We are going to talk tonight.
Yes. So I like Cyborg.
Oh.
I like Cyborg, but didn't she do like steroids?
I said that. I already took that away. Oh, she wasn't here for that. I took that away. I said she only gets 3 titles because the first title against Gina, she was on some juice. Yeah. I was like, but what she did after that was, I mean, you can't knock it. I mean, what she did after that was amazing because she was clean for all the rest of the times.
Yeah, but steroids like stay in your system, don't they?
I don't know the super scientific stuff behind that. I'm just saying.
No, I don't know.
I mean, but Rose, huh? Not even Valentina Shevchenko?
Wow, no. I had to take the mic from her. I didn't know she was coming, so I don't have like 9 mics plugged in like usually, bro. So,
yeah.
Wow, so, okay,
Rose.
Taylor White's got Ronda, Joanna, Rose, and Amanda.
I got a question for you, Taylor. Are you doing that just because she beat Joanna? Because that's like me putting Chris Weidman on the Mount Rushmore because he beat Anderson Silva.
No, I like Rose. She was one of the first females I started watching. Her and Joanna.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering. I mean, because I understand that, but I'm just like, she's good, but oh wow, Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Female fighters, really?
She beat Joanna. Okay. Like,
I mean, I get that, but do you not know who Valentina Shevchenko is?
No, I like Valentina. I really do, but I don't know. I'm not.
Wait, bro, like, let me throw out something with Valentina. Her losing to Amanda twice, does that not knock her down a little bit?
We just agreed that Amanda's the GOAT.
Yeah, we do. All 3 of us agree with that. She's number 1.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Amanda's the GOAT, and she lost to her twice, and one was like a split decision, razor close fight that you could have, all of us could rewatch it and go, yeah, okay, she could have won that. You know what I mean? It's like she didn't get finished ever. It's always been a 5-round fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like she's, getting knocked out and things like that. And let's be real. Amanda, literally, y'all are telling me that, Amanda destroyed, like Ronda went, I don't know, full R word in that fight. You know what I mean? Like Robert Downey Jr. told dude not to do in Tropical Thunder. Like she went out. Like it was bad. And you're telling me, and you think Valentino Shevchenko's losing to her in a 5-round war that was really close, knocks her down, but Ronda gets to get away with it?
Dude, she's the OG, man. Misha Tate, her rivalry, she put female MMA in the octagon. In the octagon, bro. Not Gina. And I love me some Gina. I love Gina.
That's why it's so hard.
It is hard. We weren't planning on this.
It's hard because the skill sets, I think, are astronomically different. And
right.
I swear
agree with
to you that if they fought, Valentina would wreck her.
Maybe we'll do maybe what we have to do, bro, and we'll have Taylor back on. We'll do it all here in the studio. We'll do the 2000 to 2010 Mount Rushmore. Then we do 2010 to 2020 Mount Rushmore, because now these new girls, they're badass. Like these girls.
We need to make our legit all-time top 10, and we need to keep track of that for every weight category. And every time we want to change it, we need to announce it. And we keep a board. We need to keep a board in the studio.
Dang, I like it. And then you know what else?
Saying?
And John, I'm telling you, a brand new thing I just liked. Try this Mango Smoothie King with the Fusion CBD oil drops. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like I said, use that code, that Fight 2020 for 10% off, and you're just living in heaven, and my body feels great now.
All right, there you go. Okay.
So, Taylor, do you have anything else on this Mount Rushmore? You good? Yeah, she's good. She was getting upset when you were not mentioning Rose, so I had to give her the mic.
My goodness, yeah, we'll talk about that. But y'all should have saw me when we were talking about this. I'm over here jumping around. I'm walking my dogs right now. I'm over here jumping around in my apartment complex. People looking at me crazy because I'm like, "What? No!"
Oh my goodness!
Because we're debating. This is kind of funny.
Well, if you're walking the dogs and we got other stuff, brother, you have anything else? If not, we can wrap it up. But anything else you want to fly with me?
Oh man, just it's fun to be back. We need to do it again, and we got some fight breakdowns coming up, I'm sure, because I know we got some good stuff coming out. And we should do one. I want to do one on the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch.
So let's do Fury and Deontay, and let's do John Jones versus Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that soon. So, hey, Fight Bananas community, be looking out for it. We're going to be doing those soon because everybody loves the fight breakdowns.
They do. Sometimes it's like the most downloaded podcast of the month or the fight breakdowns. But I'm going to peel the curtain back a little bit too, bro. I put that Kayla Harrison on last week. It's K-Rock week this week. Kayla Haracha, she's fighting Friday. We got a ton of content. I just dropped the podcast yesterday with her. But last week we put the Kayla Harrison on. Loved it. It was awesome. I got a ton of cool, great job. But I looked back on the iHeartRadio downloads. The most downloaded podcast ever. It was 3 days. It defeated everything. Brock Weaver, all the old school stuff we did. It was just Kayla Harrison. I was like, gee whiz. I got to give Kayla Amazon gift card or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Send her a Fight Banana shirt.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
My man, we appreciate you. Drive safe, and let's do a fight breakdown real soon.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Have a good one. And Taylor, get ready. I'll see you at the gym. We'll have words about this Mount Rushmore.
You better have your mouth guard.
I do. It's always there.
Mako Tech mouth guards. Use it.
Later,
bro.
Have a great one. Later.